Marking and cutting of binding, hemming and placket pieces for saree blouse. In the previous session, we marked and cut the sleeves for a saree cutting blouse. In this session, we will see how to mark and cut bias binding piece for neckline, back piece hem facing and placket pieces. To secure the neck opening, we will use a bias binding. For that, first measure the neckline, that is, measure along the opening of both the back and the front piece. Here, it comes to 22 inches. Double the measurement to get a total of 44 inches to get the total. Draw 45-degree angled lines to the straight grain of the fabric. Draw 2 or more parallel lines at 1¼ inch distance to get a total of 44 inches length. Connect all the lines following the grain of the fabric and check if we get a total of 44 inches. Now cut along the drafted lines. We will join all the pieces together while sewing. To know the length of the back piece hem facing, measure along the back piece waistline. Double the measurement to get a total of 19½ inches. Draw a straight line along the lengthwise or widthwise grain of the fabric and measure 19½ inches and make marks on either ends. From those ends, draw right angle lines and measure 1½ inch and make marks and connect those marks with a straight line. Now cut the strip for the back piece hem facing. For the front placket, we need to cut 2 additional pieces. Measure the length of the placket along the center front of the blouse and the belt piece. In our case, it is 11 inches. Then draw a line along the lengthwise grain and measure 11 inches and make marks on either ends. From those marks, measure 1½ inches for the right side placket and make marks at both sides. Join the 2 marks with a straight line. Again, from the last 2 marks, measure 3 inch further. Make marks at both lines and connect the same. Now we can cut the 2 rectangular pieces for the placket. The narrow one is for the right side and the wider one is for the left side front piece. In this session, we have cut fabric for bias binding for the neck opening, back piece hem facing, and placket pieces for the front opening. Before we conclude, let's take a look at the key steps involved in marking and cutting the pattern of saree blouse on fabric. They are: Step 1. Mark and cut the back piece on the fabric as per the drafting instructions. Step 2. Mark and cut the front piece on the fabric as per drafting instructions. Step 3. Mark and cut the sleeves. Step 4. Mark and cut bias binding for neck opening. Step 5. Mark and cut back piece for the hem facing. Step 6. Mark and cut the placket pieces for the front opening. With that, we have come to the end of this session.